Hi everybody, how's everybody doing today? I'm Cherie McGinnis, so welcome to the channel. If you're new and you like the channel, you could subscribe, give it a thumbs up or a like or a comment. If you want to, you don't have to. What we're going to go through today is the In Touch magazine, Charles Stanley. And people were asking me how to get this, and I believe you go to intouch.org. Let's see here. Look and see what it says back here. Yeah. 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 intouch.org. Yeah. intouch.org. And that's how you can go in to get the magazine. You can also call 1-800-333-5849, and they may be able to help you also. So this was the one that we had done before that I did. It was for yesterday. And today's the 2nd, which is Labor Day. So happy Labor Day. And this is what I did for the one for today. I wrote out just my thoughts on the verses and the storyline. So the verses for today's lesson is John chapter 20, verses 24 to 31. So let's get our Bibles out if you want and go to the book of John. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. The Gospel's in the front, or the middle of the New Testament. The middle of the Bible and the first of the New Testament. Okay, John 20. Okay. And we'll be reading right in here. Jesus appears to Thomas. Okay, in verse 24, it says, one of the 12 disciples, Thomas, nicknamed the twin, was not with the others when Jesus came. They told him, "We have seen the Lord." But he replied, "I won't believe it unless I see the nail wounds in his hands, put my fingers into them, and place my hand into the wound on his side." 8 days later, the disciples were together again, and this time Thomas was with them. The doors were locked, but suddenly, as before, Jesus was standing among them. "Peace be with you," he said. Then he said to Thomas, "Put your finger here and look at my hands. Put your hand into the wound in my side. Don't be faithless any longer. Believe." "My Lord and my God," Thomas exclaimed. Then Jesus told him, "You believe because you have seen me. Blessed are those who believe without seeing me." The disciples saw Jesus do many other miraculous signs in addition to the ones recorded in this book, but these are written so that you may continue to believe that Jesus is the Messiah, the Son of God, and that by believing in him you will have life by the power of his name. And I love those verses. He tells Thomas, "You believe because you have seen me." He wasn't believing, but now he's seen, put his hand there, he's good. But blessed are those who believe without seeing me. Now the devotion in the In Touch book says, have you ever doubted God? At some point in life, every one of us could probably answer yes. Doubts come when our expectations are not met. For example, when we believe that God will act a certain way, but he doesn't. Then we start to question his love and wonder whether he truly has our best interest at heart. The most famous doubter in the Bible is Thomas. He wasn't with the other disciples when the resurrected Jesus appeared to them. Later, when they told him that they had seen the Lord, he refused to believe. He'd left everything to follow Jesus, but the crucifixion had dashed his expectations of a glorious messianic kingdom. In his doubting state, Thomas demanded proof before he would believe. Have you ever considered how bold Thomas's ultimatum was? No human being has the right to demand anything of the Son of God. Yet the following week, the Lord appeared to the doubting disciple and graciously offered the proof that Thomas wanted. Jesus knew this wasn't a case of rebellious unbelief because Thomas belonged to him. And you'll find that in John 18:9. When we are the Lord's, we never have a fear that he will cut us off. Remember Scripture's words of assurance. If we are faithless, he remains faithful, for he cannot deny himself. You can find that in 2 Timothy 2:13. Our doubts should be a reminder that we have much more to learn about God. So let's think of them as a challenge to dig deeply into his word, to discover why our expectations have led us astray. The more we grow in our knowledge of our Lord, the more we'll trust him. And I just wrote in here, we all have doubted at one time or another, but believing and having faith, we come through everything. And we need to stay in the Word and learn more about God. But that was the devotion for today out of the In Touch magazine. Now, in our other prayer journal prompts that we're doing here that I mentioned in the last video, maybe the video before that, I think, this is what we're doing our journal prompts for, just a little bit of them in September. And yesterday's was on love, which was 1 John 4:19. And today's is on joy, and it is Psalm 16:11. You will show me the way of life, granting me the joy of your presence and the pleasures of living with you forever. And that is how I wrote the thing for today. Okay. I love my little stickers people have gifted me. Those are so cute. But anyway, that was the reading for today. Yesterday we went to the lake with some of our good friends and their kids. Everybody had a good time. It was hot. It wasn't as hot as it had been. But it was still hot. The water was still warm. But where we go, the water's about 2.5 foot deep or so you can stand up and the kids can have a good time. But we did. We had a good time. We played games and used water guns and all that good stuff. So they really enjoyed themselves. So anyway, that's about all I've got for you today. I'll see you back here real soon. I'll try to do as many videos as I can. So remember to live, love, laugh, and laugh some more, because laughter is the best medicine, and we give God all the glory. And I'll see you back real soon. Y'all have a safe day. Thank you. Bye-bye.